Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clip Kids Podcast. No, Clipcast Podcast. What episode is this? We're going to say this is episode 6.
386.
This is episode 6. Because we actually lost count. We fucked up on one of the episodes. We didn't record it. So recordings and the lives are all out of whack now. Technically, this is recording episode 7 or live episode 7. And then we have recording episode 6. This is recording episode 6. But we're just going to call it 6 so we can realign them. Okay? So there's a lost episode out there that was dubbed episode 6, but you'll never see it again. Get fucked. We actually have a special guest for you guys. And their name is, you guys ready? Drum roll, please. Brookie Cookie! Woo! You can speak now. Pop actually told her that she's not allowed to speak this whole podcast.
I'm allowed to speak. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Would you like to talk about the abuse the Pop Shooter has put you through in the past 5 minutes while we were setting this up?
What?
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I would not recommend coming on this podcast, so that's your warning.
What?
It's not, I've been saying this for years. Pop Shooter is a piece of shit. It's not just me.
They planned all this. This is all a lie.
It was not planned. None of it was planned.
All planned.
Shit. I've got this little gremlin right here. Guys, we also have another guest. His name is Sentry, but you don't
I made him bark earlier.
Sentry's here as a dog. Okay, Brookie Cookie, well, how was your day? How's life? How's life?
It's good. It's actually really good because I get to see your past guest, Spicy Wonton, Bad 2. I get to see him on Friday. So,
IRL?
What?
Yeah.
Dude, wait, so is this like the what time? What amount of times have you seen him already? Is this like the 5th time? The second time?
This will be the 3rd time.
So
he's come to me twice, and this is my first time going to him. So I'm meeting his family for the first time and everything.
I don't know if you guys
kind of nervous about that.
I don't know if you guys want to dox yourselves, but how far, I guess, are you guys from each other?
Pretty far. Like
would you want to say the state?
Maybe halfway across the country.
Halfway across the country. So he's come to you twice.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is you're a pillow princess.
No.
I'm kidding. Well, I mean, how was the first time? What was it like meeting him?
Really good.
How long was it since the first time? How long did it take for you guys to meet in VR or in online or whatever? And then how long did it take for you guys to meet up for the first time IRL?
A year. Right around a year, he came here for the first time. And then pretty much almost a year later, he came again. And then now, 3 months after that, I'm visiting him. So we're starting to see each other more often now. When
you met him for the first time, do you wish it was sooner or was it a good time to wait? Do you think waiting a year before you guys met each other was a good
I do wish I would have seen him sooner. Of course, it's hard in a long distance relationship, right? You want to see them, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think it still worked out fine. We obviously had so much trust in each other and stuff. He didn't even meet my family the first time he came over here because I wanted to meet him first before I introduced him to my family and friends and stuff. So I think the only person he met was my sister and my best friend the first time he came over here. But then the second time he came, he actually met my family, which my family is pretty strict. They're they weren't the biggest fans, especially my dad.
Because he's probably Asian,
wasn't,
right?
What?
It wasn't
Where
that.
did that come from?
Although I do have a side story about that kind of.
He's Asian, is he not?
You have issues.
Why do you just jump to that conclusion, though? This is unbelievable.
Well, what else would she be talking about? Strict family, Asian man, white chick.
What? Oh my god!
Were they there's too many Vietnamese in this country. I don't need more.
You're not crazy for saying that, right? Because my sister.
We have a soundboard. I forgot.
We have a soundboard. Apparently.
We have a soundboard.
Oh my god! I didn't know that.
I was gonna say you're not crazy for saying that because my sister, she married a black guy, right? And my parents were not on board with that when they first started dating. So I was worried that my parents would be, act the same way when I first told them about Wonton, but they were actually fine with that. It was mainly just because he was, so far away and long distance and everything and some other stuff. But my dad is super protective, right? So he's like, this is a 40-year-old man in his basement and he's trying to kidnap you.
I just want to make note of one thing completely off topic. So yes, guys, I can see the chats. I'm trying to have a one-on-one conversation with Brookie Cookie, which if you guys have any questions for her, you could say them in the chats and I'll ask her for you guys, all right? But yes, I can see the chats. Also, this is the first time we're live on Twitch and TikTok at the same time. I don't know how this is gonna work because this is splitting my bit rate. I hope the quality is good on both sides. I really hope it is. Another thing I found out real quick that before we continue our lovely conversation about your Chinese boyfriend, I found out that recently, it wasn't until recently that you're not allowed to stream on 2 platforms at once. I don't know if you knew this, Pop, until like a couple months ago. If I were to be streaming on TikTok and Twitch at the same time, I could get banned. I can still get banned if I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. I was reading into it, but like you can't stream.
Under a partnership.
Yeah, but we're affiliated. Affiliated and partnership is the same thing.
I mean, I don't know.
Not the same thing.
That sounds.
It's not the same. It's not the same thing, but it's under the
same.
same TOS. It's not the same thing, but it's under the same TOS. But they changed it where you can stream on TikTok. So I was gonna not stream on Twitch, but you know what? I'm gonna fucking YOLO it, and if I get banned, I get banned.
Oh, no.
Anyways, let's get back to our conversation
Hi
about.
Twitch. Hi TikTok.
Hi Twitch. Hi TikTok. Okay,
Hi,
so
hi.
Brookie, so you met the first time, right?
Mhm.
How was meeting the second time?
So he was here for 2 weeks instead of like 1, and he was here for New Year's. So
Did
that
he
was kinda
stay
cool.
with you, or did he stay in his own like hotel room?
Funny story. So my parents already told you about them, right? So you know how they are. Their only like thing for him coming here was we had to stay with them. So we stayed with my parents, which sucks because like I have my own apartment, right? Like I'm on my own. They didn't know he came here the first time. So the second time he was coming, they thought it was like the first time I was meeting him. So that's why they were kind of like more strict about it. So we stayed with them for about a week, and then my dad got COVID, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna go to my apartment because like I don't want to be in a house with COVID, and so they were fine with that. So the second week we actually got to stay in my apartment, but we ended up getting COVID, so yay.
You guys got COVID, so he had to stay longer than the 2 weeks? So he stayed the first week, he stayed the second week, and then he got COVID. He went back home, or he stayed with you?
I think we actually got it like before we realized it, and so we got better like pretty quickly, and we both like tested negative by the time he had to leave.
Was it the only time you got COVID?
Yeah.
I think I've had
Both of
COVID
us,
twice,
actually.
but like the first time, but actually both times I didn't really feel it, honestly. I know
Oh, you're lucky.
I know that like, there's crazy stories out there, but like for me, I never even felt it. And honestly, despite these crazy stories, I don't even think COVID ever existed. COVID's a fake virus.
Huh?
I mean, have you ever seen the virus? I haven't seen it. Have you seen the virus?
I've seen it.
What does it look like? What does it
It's
look
a
like?
whole
looks
ass
like
man.
You know what it looks
disease.
like?
It's a big circle with a bunch of spiny things coming out of it.
Yeah, so you
know
saw
what
it
it
with your own
looks
2 eyes.
Yep,
It
with a
looks like
microscope.
my uncle who has to be on oxygen for the rest of his life because of it. That's what it looks like.
I was going to make a joke about this, but now I can't.
You are so fucking.
Wait.
God.
You're a clown, bro. You're a clown.
Oh my god.
This is honestly this laugh track. I love this. I love this soundboard. This laugh track made everything okay. Anyways, so wait, that's actually crazy. So your uncle is actually on oxygen because of the virus?
Yeah.
No way. Now that I think about it, I think I actually do have a family member in like the Middle East who did die from COVID, but they were a distant family member. I heard from my father. That's it. So now that I'm thinking about it, you know what? Maybe the virus did exist.
Good shit,
Maybe.
Rookie. He just changed his mind.
He changed his mind.
You see, I'm not a
podcast
stubborn
changes
piece
people.
of shit. I can change my mind sometimes.
Hey, you're gonna get canceled. I'm canceling you right here.
No,
right now.
listen. Not if I cancel you first.
It's official. Tay doesn't believe in COVID. Cancel him. Cancel.
Why are
him.
you just playing random fucking laugh tracks in like the middle of our conversation? There was nothing we said was even funny.
It's not random, asshole.
You're okay. So Brookie Cookie. Now it's gonna be the third time that you guys meet. What are you expecting, honestly? What are you guys planning on doing?
So he lives in Maryland, right, which is close to Washington D.C. And I've never been. So we're gonna go do stuff in D.C. because there's just like a ton of stuff there. I'm sure I'll do stuff with his family because it's my first time meeting them, you know. So that's the main thing, going to DC. What I want to do, I want to have a baking competition with him. So I want to see who can make the best cookies. And I already know I'm going to win.
Okay, well, what's the prize?
Bragging rights.
Yeah.
What's a shitty prize?
What? No,
You should just-
I was going to say I should
$1,000.
just then it's a win-win.
You should just sign the lease over entirely of your apartment if he wins.
Oh my god. Well, then that's
And if
also
you
a
win-
win-win.
Yeah, but
then
if
we
you
lose
win, then he has to put a collar on.
What?
He's got to put a maid outfit on.
Made out.
That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
That's it.
Priceless. Okay, if you do that one more time, I swear to fucking God.
These sounds are like really loud to me. I want
They're really they're really loud and obnoxious, and they're just in the middle of nothing. We're not even saying.
No,
we're
it
just
was
talking.
a gasp. It was a gasp moment.
Okay,
I guess.
well, do you think the crowd gasped?
Made outfit.
If there was a live
viewers
audience,
gasped?
would they have gasped?
Yeah, there are live audiences right now. Did you guys
I'm
gasp?
doing my best.
Sorry, everyone.
They're
we just
spamming
hired.
they're using your emoji in the chat right in the Twitch chat.
What is he doing?
Is anyone asking
He's
questions
typing
in
yes.
chat?
He's typing. No one is asking. Someone asked me to do a flip 8 times. So not really. They said Tay do a flip.
Do a flip?
Have you ever been canceled before?
No, I haven't. You already asked me this.
I did ask you this, but they don't know that I asked you that. I asked you this
now
in
they
private. Well, now okay. Well, do you anticipate?
Fourth wall.
Do you anticipate? Yeah, stop breaking the fourth wall for a second, okay?
I mean, stop.
This is the first time. This is the first time that we've ever talked. All right.
Yep,
this is
I've
the
never
first
met
and
you
only time
before.
we've never met before.
Yeah,
So,
wait, who are you? Wait, sorry, what was your name?
well, I'm Tay from Canada. Nice to meet. Hold on.
Oh,
nice-
okay. I'm
nice to
Brookie
meet you.
Cookie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you. Okay.
What's your hands, please?
Welcome to the Clipcast podcast. This is episode 6. You're a guest here,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just getting to know you a little bit. So yeah, so you never been canceled before, but do you anticipate possibly getting canceled one day?
I don't think so. I like to say I'm pretty wholesome, you know?
I think you should anticipate it.
Why?
I mean, it'd be a real shame if somebody in this room were to fucking cancel you for something one day. Like maybe per se something to do with
Wow.
you being racist to your Chinese boyfriend.
Well,
I know a Chinese person. He's behind the camera.
I also know he's waving right now, but I don't
Why
want
is
to look
it-
at him.
Back here, over here.
So you actually don't anticipate being. See, the thing is that we, or at least I, do anticipate being canceled one day. I mean, I think there's already enough out there to cancel me. Just the fucking
Maybe.
outrageous shit that comes out of my mouth. I think there's enough
y'all
out there
are
to
more
cancel me and cancel Pop and Century by proxy.
By association.
I think
y'all are more
I think
chaotic.
hearsay could probably cancel me just by itself.
There's more of a
you-
chance for y'all to be canceled because y'all go crazy, you know?
So you're saying you keep your nose clean?
My nose. Oh,
I mean,
You do coke?
do you do coke, Brookie Cookie?
Breaking news.
I love me some Coke.
Have you ever done any hard drugs? What's the hardest drug you've ever done?
Dude, what is this?
None.
What is happening?
Brookie, I have a really important
This is
question.
an
Okay?
interrogation.
Scratch everything that we just talked about. I have a really important question. Okay, Brookie Cookie, look at me. Let's say you're in VR, right? And your
Right.
ball sack is really itchy. Okay?
Oh,
Do you scratch it so everyone can see, or do you take one controller off and then scratch it so nobody notices?
What? Yo!
Whoa! She's not a pussy. What can I say?
Oh
Update.
my
Brookie
god.
Cookie does not care.
Brookie Cookie does not
Does
care.
not give a fuck.
All right.
I don't care because
All right, Brookie Cookie.
I don't have one of those, you know. So it's
He's a carer.
not-
Okay, let's say you had crabs. Same situation.
What?
Let's say Spicy Wonton comes over the next 3 days and gives you crabs.
Bro.
What are you saying?
Yeah, this is a disaster.
This is a podcast. Okay, let me speak. So we were on the topic of hard drugs. Brookie Cookie, what is the hardest drug you've ever done before?
Advil.
Wow.
You are a
Advil.
demon.
You ever taken
I
Benadryl
know.
before? Do you know Do you know who the Hat Man is?
No.
So like apparently if you take a lot of Benadryl, right? I think Benadryl is a hallucinogen. I think so. If you
Oh.
take a lot of it,
You
right?
think?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Nah,
they're-
he knows. He knows. He's
Okay,
done it before.
so there's this thing called the Hat Man, and it's like this meme. It's become a meme, but like it's also based on a little bit of reality, where people who have taken too much Benadryl start to see this thing, this shadowy figure, and they call him the Hat Man. And it's like this thing where like people who have done it before, they like talk about it online, and more people are like, yeah, no, I've seen that too. So it's like a meme now, the Benadryl Hat Man. Look it up, Alfred. I
Does
swear
he
to God,
have
it's a
hat?
thing.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's like a shadowy figure with a hat on.
What kind of hat?
it's
Is it like a cowboy
just like
hat?
like
Top
a
hat?
like a square hat and like the brim. You know what I'm talking about? Like
okay. Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
draw it. I don't have a crown.
I think I
Crown's
got
over there.
you.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, it would be a cruel experience if you were to take a bunch of Benadryl. Maybe you would see the Hat Man too. I think that should be your next video. on TikTok is you should
Dude,
you
this
should
guy's
just
awful.
consume
call that
an
cool.
ungodly amount of Benadryl
after
and then
L.
record yourself talking to the Hat Man. Maybe you can have it all.
He's
Hold on. You know what? Never mind.
Get canceled.
Never mind.
This whole episode is him about.
You don't do it. I'll do it. I'll do it for the podcast. I will take a shit ton of Benadryl and then I will talk to the Hat Man as the next guest on the podcast.
You heard it here first.
What?
Well, you heard it here first.
What
The next
is
guest,
happening?
guys, is the Hat Man.
I'm sorry about him, Brookie Cookie. He's not usually like this.
Can you get off the
No,
phone?
he's usually like this.
Usually,
He's for sure
right.
usually like this.
Okay. We'll move to the next topic. I wanted to talk about cancel culture, but you've never been canceled, so we can't really talk about that. I'll just talk about that with someone else.
I don't feel bad.
This is the topic of discussion I want to talk to you about, but you have no experience in this topic, so you've just ruined it. Now I'm just winging it from this point on.
You can say what you wanted to say about it.
Oh, we've almost been canceled. The lore is that like there was a bunch of people in a Discord server and they didn't like us for like God knows what reason, and then there was some people in that Discord server who like talked about us, like they knew us, like genuinely said the guy used to know them, I used to hang out with them, and they're like they're this, but we didn't know who they were, and they were like 13 years old. Like you could tell from the Discord profile, they're like really young, and so we don't hang out with kids anyways. So I don't know what you're talking about. We've never met you in our life, right? But you know. We dealt with that situation. I'll talk about the most recent one. It's actually crazy. There's more development in this story, by the way, that Pop doesn't know about, because he was in Nashville up until 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
So this story, I actually don't want to go into too much detail of the specifics. I don't know if I should be talking about it on TikTok, but it had to do with a potential pedophile. All right.
Oh.
Okay. I say potential in quotations because, in my opinion. In my judgments, I don't think he was a pedophile. I just think he was somebody who had autism who didn't think to check for age first before sliding into someone's DMs. But when he found out the age, he was like, he does have autism, by the way. When he found out the age, he was very like scared and like he like took a step back. See, we give our like logo out to like anybody who wants to use it, just like for like put it on your avatar, put it on whatever you want, or your artwork, whatever, right? He had it on his avatar, and so people associated him with us, which I guess is fair. It's a fair assumption, right? I'm not gonna give the specifics of what happened, but like we saw the DMs, okay? And the DMs were just one-sided. I'll say that they weren't one-sided.
Oh,
okay. And then when she let her age out, she basically let it out, like kind of blaming him, like what the hell are you doing? But it was like very like a flip switch. Like initially she was like into it, and then like the moment like it got serious, she was like, "What the hell? I'm 16 or whatever," right? And then her friend got involved, and then. Where we came in was that her friend approached us asking us to do something about it. Keep in mind that this was like a real situation, like where he was a pedophile, we would have done something about it. But we looked at the situation, it was very like messy because like it wasn't one-sided. From our judgment, like she was definitely
trying to bait him.
She was baiting.
Definitely.
So neither of them asked each other their age?
Well, I think she knew he was overage.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think he just didn't ask her her age. Right.
Gotcha.
But he was like under a lot of fire for this, and then her friend who was overage approached us with the situation and asked us what we were going to do about it. And we looked at it. We're like, well, we're not going to really do anything about it because this is a messy situation and we're not well equipped to handle it the way it is. And it seemed like the situation was handling itself because he apologized publicly like on his story and everything. We took a step back, and then she actually messaged Pop Shooter and said, "I'm going to let everyone know. I'm going to make sure everyone knows that you and the Clip Kids support pedophiles." And then she posted on her story a huge chat of like our conversation.
God.
It's crazy because the chat that she posted was just us bullying her.
That's literally it. We were just sitting on her.
Because what happened was, she said that a Pop Shooter, like I immediately was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like when people approach us with like serious stuff, we try to take it seriously. Like when it's really, really serious, we take it seriously. But she hit Pop with I'm gonna make sure everyone knows you guys, blah blah blah. And so we're just like, okay, this is how we're gonna play it. So then I was like, Pop, add her to a chat. So we added her on Discord, we added her to a group chat with me, Sentry, and Pop. And she actually added her
two
of her friends. She had like two of her friends too. And it was just like us like really just like clowning around on them. Like we weren't even taking, we were just clowning them. Right? And then she took, I mean, we didn't do ourselves any favors by it because she took those screenshots and made us look really bad. But like at the same time,
who cares?
Like who gives a shit? Right?
It was fun.
It was funny as fuck. Like, I think we made fun of her like profile picture and like her Discord banner or some shit like that and her like status. Right? And then like
that was me.
Yeah, Pop Shooter did that. Pop made fun of her status.
I was not gonna say here.
I was like, so we were going in.
But like then like we had to like explain the whole situation on her story because like she did that on her story, so I had to explain it on mine so people don't just look at it like, oh, what the hell's going on, right?
Yeah,
And they come up with their own shit. But it's crazy because 2 days ago, literally 2 days ago, I was in FBT and I saw her. Like I didn't know it was her, but she came up to me and she's like, "Ew, it's safe from Canada." Blah blah blah. I was like,
"Ew."
She said "ew," but she said like jokingly "ew." Like she said jokingly. Yeah. She said like jokingly. So I thought it was just somebody that I knew.
Yeah.
That like knew me, but I maybe had a new account, right? Because she was talking like she knew me, and it wasn't like malicious or all. Like she was saying, "Ew."
Did you already like resolve things with her before this?
Not really. She just blocked us.
She blocked us.
She blocked us. That's it. She was sitting next to 2 of my friends that I knew. Right, and then we were talking, and she's like, "You don't know who I am, do you?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Well, if you do, this is crazy because I'm gonna tell you who I am. You're gonna block me. I know you are, right?" And she told me I was that girl from that situation. I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" And then I basically just like within like 2 minutes we just talked it out, and then she didn't really apologize, but she was just like made like a light of the situation, like it's in the past almost, right? And then she added me. And then she added me as a friend.
That's real confusing. Really confusing.
I was like, okay, well. Rookie, I really wish that there was a situation you could tell me about where you almost got canceled. What about in real life? Have you ever been canceled in real life? Have you ever wanted to cancel someone?
I don't think so. No.
I don't think Brookie's like that.
Do you
I just don't really like involve myself in that.
Do you think that
stuff.
maybe like the next time when we have you as a guest on the podcast, you could possibly have gone through some sort of canceling? So
the next time I'll make it happen.
All right.
I'll make it happen.
Right.
I think for the possibility for us to even get canceled, it would have to have like a person would have to have like a massive following.
Brookie Cookie.
Do you want to cancel us?
All right, yeah. We'll cancel each other.
We're trying to save
some drama.
This is perfect. We can have like some crazy TikTok.
Dude.
You know what's crazy? You know what actually is crazy? By the way, I'll make mention of this. I'm not gonna name names because I don't want to call anybody out, right, on this platform. But there are other TikTokers out there. So I'm gonna be honest. Other than you and Spicy Wonton and maybe some other creators we met along the way that like I want to say have become TikTok creators because they were inspired by like our work, and they've said that to us. Like they said like I started making TikToks because of you. The biggest creators we've ever met are you and Spicy Wonton. That's what I'm getting at. And like that being said, there are TikTok creators out there who are maybe bigger than us or like on par, and they don't like us and they have a lot to say about us and we don't know why. But like we're hearing they're saying a lot of shit about us. And we just have no idea what we did. But I want to ask, have you heard anything about us?
Jealous.
Have you heard anything?
Not anything negative. No.
Do you want to start some shit maybe?
What's wrong with you? Let's get constantly.
I just feel like
this is why you have people talking about you.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
this experience in my life. I think every big content creator has to go through this. This is like a milestone. You can't really call yourself.
Remember that time when we had beef with so and so?
Content creator until you get canceled over something. We
physically fought in real life with that one TikToker and.
What?
Yeah, I remember that happened.
We all flew to that person and met them IRL and then beat them up.
We met them in the middle of a dirt road. They had their family, we had ours, and we just had a big old gang
One of their
brawl.
friends had a granade, and then another group came, and then another group came. And
Some guy brought a horse.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, content creators we met. I mean, Sina was a content creator before she met us. So was Zarzar, and Monster, Ava. So we met a lot of content creators, but they're all cool. So like I scratched that. We have met a lot of content creators. Sorry, this is my shower thoughts. Anyways, Brookie Cookie, what is your biggest pet peeve?
When someone can't take like responsibility for certain things, or like they say they'll do one thing and then they like don't do it, or they'll do another.
Yeah.
That's your biggest.
Yeah, that's.
Don't look at me. Look at him. Look at him. He's gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your biggest pet peeve in terms of VR chat?
I have a TikTok that I just edited that's like about this sort of. So it's like whenever you meet someone and within the first like 10 seconds they just start like trauma dumping on you, right? Like, and I feel like so many people can relate to this, especially in VR chat, right? Because it happens a lot, like this is where people go to like talk about their problems and stuff, which is fine. It's completely fine for the most part, but it's like I get a lot of people where they'll just like, start talking to me and like I don't even know them at all, and
it's fucking hilarious.
And I get this like hour-long story about what they've been through and stuff, and I'm like,
You know something crazy?
I don't know what to say.
So like,
No,
out of the-
correct answer is I don't care. All right.
Well, like, but I do care because it's like I'm the type of person who will
Do
sit
you?
there and like listen because it's like I want to like help them and stuff, but it's like after doing that so many times, it's exhausting, right?
Let them
Well,
know.
I have a funny story about this situation. See, okay, so before I tell this story, I need to preface that like Pop Shooter is the most approachable one. Okay, I want to say out of all of us.
What's that supposed to mean?
'Cause, you're an
Hey.
asshole. That's what that means. You're an asshole. I'm also an
I'm
asshole.
not an asshole.
Yeah, no, we're both
At
assholes.
least you know. So he
I mean,
knows.
all right. Well, Pop is the most approachable one. So usually people will be most comfortable saying hi to him before they say hi to any of us. That being said, Pop has a folder, right? He has a folder of footage that no one has ever seen other than me and Sentry Invisibly. And this folder is a folder where basically it happens anytime someone comes up to him and starts talking about literally anything that he doesn't care about. We will all recognize what's happening, and then I will wave to him and walk away. And he has a folder of these moments where he has like
my
a bunch of them of just like someone talking, and then like he'll look at me, and I'll be like, and I'll just walk the other way.
Like Wonton will be there with me, and he'll kind of like halfway be in the conversation, you know, and he'll be able to like get out of it. So I'll have to like message him on Discord, like while I'm in VR, and be like, please help me, like,
So
because then I'm stuck in a conversation all night, and I'm like, I wasn't planning on doing this, you know.
the fucking yeah, if I was Wonton, I'd just wave at you and be like, yeah, bye, bitch. See, I do it to Pop, and Sashi does it to me sometimes. We actually do it to each other.
Anybody.
Me and Sashi did it to each other once. We were like in a situation where this person was like just talking to us, and so I made up some shit of how I had to go, and then I said, but you know, Sentry is. I said word for word. I said, oh yeah, Sentry, I gotta go hang out with like this person, blah blah blah, blah, right? And then he
They invited
made up
me
some
too.
shit. Yeah, they invited me too. Actually, I was like, no, it actually just one-on-one, and so I tried to throw him under the bus.
Yeah, then I tried to throw him under the bus. He was like, "No, he wants a one-on-one." I was like, no. They DM me that, not you, not you. He's more than happy to stay and listen. I promise. Okay, I think the funniest parts about going through situations like that is like if you're in a situation to where you're getting really uncomfortable and you're just kind of exhausted. I think just turning the entire thing into a joke by just like not taking them seriously. It's a little bit of a dickhead move.
That's the asshole move. Don't do that. That's when people will start saying, "Oh, they have an ego." No, don't do what he does.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't have an ego. I just like seeing people's reactions to certain things. I'm just addicted.
I feel like I do need to be more like that sometimes, though, or like stand up for myself and like my time as well too. Because I feel like I don't know, in those situations, like I kind of let people like, you know, I don't know what the right phrase is. Maybe like step on me. You know what I mean? Like
You want to be stepped on?
I'm like too nice
What?
sometimes.
What the hell?
Okay, not like that.
What are you into pee as well?
Why is this always back to pee? It's always back to pee with you every time.
Listen, I'm just asking.
Anything sexual comes up. This guy's like, "Oh, you gonna pee in my mouth too?" Oh,
I never said that shit. I never said that. That's not what I said.
Oh,
Those are not the words that came out of
open
my
up your
mouth.
mouth. Gah, open them up. Unbelievable.
Whoa.
Every time.
Can we reset?
So
Let's reset. Let's everyone take a breather.
No, we already reset.
I
We
need to
already
trauma
did
dump
a
right
reset.
now.
You better keep,
Okay.
you better
All three
keep
of
that
you.
in the
It's
YouTube.
now's a perfect time to vent.
I have to
What?
vent.
Keep one of the
Don't
two.
edit that out.
That you need to pee? Do you want me to keep that part in?
you're a piss kink.
I don't have a pitch.
Yes, he does. Oh my God, yes,
I have
he
a
does.
question.
I would
I have a
know.
question. I have a question. Is squirt pee?
Is what?
Squirt. Is it pee? Yes or no?
Oh my! We're not going to talk about this. I'm cutting
shit,
you
we
off
probably-
right now. We're
we
not
probably
talking
shouldn't.
about.
We probably shouldn't talk
Oh
about this.
my
Raise your right
God.
hand. Raise your right hand, and then that's the
No,
signal.
I didn't give her the system on purpose.
Well, I'm giving you
Oh,
the system.
Okay, you have a safe word.
This means no. This means the next question. There we go.
Next question. Next
Rookie
question.
Cookie, are you racist?
Next.
Oh, she's refusing to answer. She's refusing to answer. So that means she is racist. If I wasn't racist, I'd just say no. No, Taylor kid, I'm not racist. But you know, she chose the easy way out.
Ladies
I
and
guess.
gentlemen, you heard it here first. Brookie Cookie
Rookie
breaking
Cookie
news.
is racist. Cancel her. Cancel the
got
fuck out of her.
Look at that. Zoom in close up.
No,
Wow.
Brookie Cookie is not racist. I am.
Nice foot. Now there's,
Why is there
dude.
a
Now there's
gripper?
just 18 people in this chat right now who just have a foot fetish and that just screenshotted that, and they're gonna post it on r/stream fails. Well, I think what we should do is we should have a segment of awkward silence, and we should leave it in because usually when you have awkward silence, you just cut it out in the recording. But we'll leave this one in, right? So, okay, everyone, and.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and
Oh, okay. Welcome back.
Oh,
That was a really good refresher. So, Brookie Cookie, I mean, do you have any? This is a topic I've always actually wanted to bring up in this podcast. I just don't know who to bring it up with. But do you have any paranormal experiences? Have you ever been through anything paranormal? Can you mute yourself, Sentry? Because I can hear your fan and your keyboard.
Oh God.
my God.
I'm so
you
sorry,
please-
chat.
Can you please mute yourself? Okay, thank you. So paranormal experiences. Have you ever been through any?
No, but I did have a weird like coincidence thing happen with one of my dreams one time. One night I had this dream where I was like laying in my bed and like I woke up in the middle of the night, but like I didn't actually wake up. Like this is my dream. And like my room was dark and my great grandpa was standing like at the end of my bed. But I couldn't really see him because you know how dreams like can be like, you know, weird
Well,
and blurry sometimes.
Have you ever met your great grandpa before? So you know what he looks like?
I have, but I was like super young. Like I didn't really know like much about him or didn't spend too much time with him, but I did spend a little bit of time.
Well, how did you know it was your great grandpa sitting at the edge of your bed?
That's the thing. It's like I couldn't really see him, but for some reason I knew it was him. Like I just like knew in my dream.
Okay, yeah.
And this is the weird part. So his face was like brighter than the rest of him. Like his face was like super, like it was kind of like it had a light behind it. And he said one thing, I don't even remember what he said, but it was like one sentence and he was like trying to make a joke or trying to be funny. And that was my entire dream. But the next morning, I texted my family that and I'm like, this is like a weird dream that I had. And my dad replies and he's like, this is so weird. Like I never like think about him or anything because this is his grandpa, like my great grandpa. He was like, I was thinking about him last night. And like I had that dream last night. And I was like, what? Like I never think about my great grandpa. Like I didn't really know him very well. Like he hasn't even crossed my mind in like years. And I have this dream and my dad was like thinking about him the same night, which he never does either. So
Maybe he was watching over all of you.
Oh my God.
Why are you
that was
laughing?
really the only thing. It was just kind of like a weird coincidence.
No,
I don't know.
I had a 2 hours of dead silence, but a random laugh track played, and it played right after she said that. So to me, really quickly.
Did you do it by accident or was that like the ghost playing it?
No. It was literally I didn't do it on purpose. It was just like really bad timing. So I had to mute.
I kind of wish I would have done it.
Dude, imagine. Yeah, so my grandpa died.
That was literally it, dude.
Well, I was gonna say something. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've had my experience, but I'll give you another story that happened to my family member, which I believe, right? But my experience is that like my laptop, my old laptop, right? It had this weird glitch I've never seen anywhere else, but it used to happen where the fucking speakers were bugged, and so at random times, just like it could be like it go like a weeks without doing it, but it'll happen. Right, where the whole laptop will just like the speakers will break and it'll just like sound really loud, like a really loud static will come out of them. And the only way I could fix the problem is if I ripped the battery out. I couldn't even if I turned it off, it wouldn't fix it. I had to rip the battery out, right?
Oh my God.
And it would happen like it wouldn't happen often, but it would happen like maybe like every couple of weeks, right? And maybe even a couple of days. And so. And so, like, basically one day, right, I'm sleeping, and then I hear the sound. I'm having a dream, okay? I'm having a dream, and then, like, it's a bad dream, it's like a nightmare, and then, there's, like, a fucking monster or something, and it makes that sound. And then I recognize that sound as, like, the laptop speaker. So I think the laptop speaker bled into my dream, and that was, like, the monster was making that sound. And I wake up, and then I still hear it when I wake up. I still hear it. And then, like, But like I'm in that state in between, like when you just wake up and like when you and so you don't really know what's reality and what's not. So I might have been still asleep. I just know that my eyes are open and I was moving and I could still hear it, but I wasn't like cognizant. Like I didn't know what was happening. And the moment I become cognizant, it stops. And that was the only time that it's ever stopped, like without me ripping the battery out of the back of the laptop. And so I don't know if that was actually the laptop doing that or if that was like something else.
Just your dream.
You know what I mean? That I just remember that because that scared the shit out of me. I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't go back to sleep.
Yeah, that would scare me too.
Right? The other thing that I want to say is that like my sister, I have one sister, but she's a lot older than me. She told me a story about how her and her friends were at a birthday party and they were taking turns doing like Bloody Mary, right? And the first girl who did it, apparently they were all like, you know, because they're all like little girls, they're all like giggling and shit. They like looked under the bathroom door when she did it, and they heard a scream come from inside, and then a red light was underneath the door. And that could have been like a prank, obviously, right? But then like the girl came out crying, and everybody had to go home from the birthday party immediately. Which means like to me, it's like, well, I don't know if that was a prank, because if that was a prank, then you know what I mean. Like it wouldn't force everybody to go home. But like she said that she I would never do Bloody Mary. You'd never catch me dead doing that shit ever, because I do believe in the paranormal. Do you believe in the paranormal?
I do. I never mess with like Ouija boards and stuff like that, just because I don't want to invite that stuff in, right? Like I do believe in that kind of stuff, so I don't want to mess with it.
Honestly, whenever I play Phasmophobia and there's like the Ouija board thing, right? I never do it ever, even as a joke. Yeah. I make other people do it. I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna do this because I don't know if this is like I'm gonna get fucking haunted by proxy.
I agree. What? It like, makes me kind of uncomfortable.
Yes, I exactly. I will never ever do the Ouija board in Phasmophobia because to me it's like still. What's the difference? You're doing it in a virtual game or you're doing it in real life. You're still doing it.
Yeah, I guess so.
What?
Yeah, I'll never do it. I will never ever do the Ouija board in Phasmophobia.
I thought you knew the difference between those. The ones in real life are like infused with goat blood. How do you not know that?
Okay, so the reason why I believe that's the same thing is because I believe that my interpretation of paranormal is that you can always contact the paranormal. It's not dependent on if it's infused with goat blood or like any curse you do. It's if you open your mind to it. That's all it is. That's all it takes is you're free to open your mind to it. So you know how like there's all these like curses and shit, and like it has like and like elixirs and like all this shit has to do with like blood and virgins and like sacrifices. I believe that all of that is just show that like if you actually wanted to, you could contact the paranormal without anything as long as you open your mind to it. And so for me, doing a Ouija board of Phasmophobia is the same thing as opening your mind to it, even if you're doing it for play. You know what I mean? Well, I'll never do that shit.
Oh, I don't know, dude. Like that's a really hot take.
That's my belief. That belief is based on the fact that I'm religious. And so in like my religion, that's kind of like the interpretation is that like the only barrier between you and the paranormal world, right? Or it's paranormal is including like, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't think ghosts exist. I think that like once you die, you die. And any paranormal things that happen, it's not ghosts, it's like demons, right? So if like, let's say like someone says, oh, I saw my dead grandpa, right? I believe that they saw that dead grandpa. If they really believe they saw him, maybe they saw him. But it wasn't a ghost. It was a demon pretending to be your dead grandpa to like trick you. Does it make sense? So like, I
think I don't know. I feel like being afraid of something it makes you more susceptible to it. Because like if you're not afraid of the paranormal, not like I feel like. That's why I'm not really like.
I think not being afraid of it is like what gets you in danger. If you think that you're like invincible and you can do whatever you want and you fuck with the paranormal, like they'll fuck with you back. That's just my interpretation. That's what I believe. I'm not saying this is fact. This is just my interpretation. So like, I mean, someone like Sentry who'd be like, yeah, I'll fuck with a Ouija board because what's the worst that can happen? I'm not scared. Well,
I'm not going to do the Bloody Mary thing. That's terrified me since I was like 2. But like, I'll do literally anything else.
I am 100% convinced. I am 100% convinced that if I go into the washroom right now, turn the lights off, and do Bloody Mary, I will see a demon in the mirror. Because I believe that there are these paranormal experiences all around us, right? There's like a veil, okay? And they can't cross the veil. The only person who can cross the veil is us. They can't cross the veil, but if we open the veil, then they can cross over. Does it make sense? And
this is
the opening of that veil is up to you. So if you decide do you want to fuck around with them, then you know by all means go fuck around with them and they'll fuck around with you back. That's what I believe. So that's why I'll never do anything with like I'll watch horror movies, but like that's like even I feel like that's like you know fucking or like going over the edge a little bit. Or like fucking around the border.
I like I'll watch horror movies and stuff, but things that are like way too like demonic themed or like just heavily themed like that, I really don't like.
Another thing that like I'll do when I'm watching a horror movie is if like they're enchanting something in another language, I'll take my headphones off.
Chant
Dude,
with
like,
them. What?
bro, I'm like, I don't know what they're saying. They could have done the ultimate research of this movie, and they're literally chanting demonic shit.
I will
You don't
summon
know.
Momo in my room right now.
Do it. Summon Momo in your room. Oh shit! I'm taking my headset off. No. Paranormal shit is like my only real true fear is that stuff. Like, because that's like the kind of stuff that because I do believe in it. And I do believe that once you open that veil, it's out of your control, right? So like, yeah, I don't think that ghosts can possess you and make you kill yourself or like do like harm to yourself, but I believe that they can psychologically affect you, or like demons, not ghosts, because I don't believe in ghosts. How about your take, Brookie Cookie? This is your podcast.
My podcast. Oh,
Yeah,
guys, welcome to my podcast. This is the Brookie Cookie podcast.
Do you believe in aliens, Brookie Cookie?
Aliens? I think so. I've never really like, looked deep into it or anything, but I think there's definitely like some other form of like life out there. I guess that's the only thing I'd say.
I'm almost convinced that there is. Like, there has to be.
Well, what kind of aliens? Are you talking about like big head, massive?
Any kind of life out there.
I think like there's a plant on another planet that exists.
Yeah,
that we don't know about.
Even if it's something like that,
so that's an alien.
Like,
yeah,
like maybe like a more like humanoid or just more intelligent.
More intelligent. I think it's possible. I think it's definitely like I'm convinced that there is another humanoid intelligence out there. I just don't believe that we will ever live to see them. I think the human race will go extinct before we ever get close.
I will. You won't. You're old.
Shut up. You're not built different, okay? You're built wrong.
I'm invincible.
I'm taking No, I do believe that aliens exist. I think that all civilizations and beings have a purpose, right? And, sometimes, people dedicate their whole lives to figuring out what the purpose of life is, right? So we may never figure out the purpose of life, but I think that every life has its own purpose. And we have our purpose, and all those extraterrestrial beings have their purpose, and our purposes don't mingle. So, like, that's why I believe that we won't, like, ever see them.
Brookie Cookie, what is your opinion on haunted houses?
Oh my god, I hate them. I hate them so much. I can't. Okay, I'm literally the biggest wuss ever when it comes to, like, scary stuff. And so I've gone to some haunted houses like in like Universal Studios and like amusement parks, stuff like that. And every time one time I went with my dad and my sister, and you know how some of them you kind of like walk in a line through it, or there's just like, a way you get through the haunted house. And so I was with them and I was in the middle of my dad and my sister, and the whole time I had my head on my dad's back. I didn't see a thing. Like, I don't even remember it because I didn't see anything inside the haunted house because I was so scared. I couldn't look up.
I meant like, so, I didn't mean like Universal rides. I meant like an actual house that's like possessed.
I mean, I definitely think there are some, but you're not going to see me checking them out. That's for sure.
How do you feel about the multiverse?
What?
The multiverse?
That's a really broad question.
Yeah, like, what is
very broad.
Okay, do you believe the multiverse exists? Do you believe the multiverse exists?
I think.
What is the multiverse?
Okay, let me explain it for dumb idiots like Sentry. Okay, the multiverse is a theory that every instance of anything, any possibility, exists somewhere in another dimension or like universe or like timeline.
Oh, you're
okay?
Rick and Morty.
So for example, right now I'm not flipping you off, Rookie Cookie, but in this exact moment, in another timeline, I would be flipping you off. In another timeline, I would be Brookie Cookie and you would be Tate from Canada. Any possibility that ever exists exists
some hardcore
just in a different timeline. Right and they all run parallel. That's my interpretation of it.
So I don't really believe in that, but I do believe in like different dimensions, right? Like stuff that we can't really see.
The
But
nether?
I don't believe in like parallel
The nether?
universes. Like,
The end?
Well, so there actually have been experiments, like the double slit experiment. I'm not gonna explain it because I'm gonna butcher it. But if you have time, look at the double slit experiment, where they have like looked at like I want to say ions or electrons. I think it was electrons going through a double slit, and when they looked at it, when they studied it and they studied the patterns that they hit. So they had like a double slit. They had shot electrons through it, and then they had a
I think
paper
I've
behind
seen
it
this.
where they could see where the electrons would hit. And when they put it through, so it's almost like the electron has a choice which slit does it go through, right? And when they saw where it hit, I could be completely butchering this explanation, but I'm pretty sure when they saw where it hit, it actually turns out that the electron head went through both.
Mm.
And it was kind of like seems impossible, but it's like it took the electron took every possible path it could have taken to get to the paper, and it took it all at once. I don't know if I just butchered the entire explanation, but like that's what I understand. I studied this in physics,
lost.
and that was like the first real hard evidence that there are multiple timelines.
Yeah, this is a wild topic.
I think I've seen that experiment like a long time ago, but I honestly don't remember it very
I'm
well.
having to relook at this. I know it's called a double slit experiment. I'm gonna look it up and then I'll maybe talk about it again because I completely probably just butchered that whole explanation and explained it wrong. But yeah, well, I mean, if you don't have existential crises and you haven't had one yet, I mean, this is the podcast where you could have an existential crisis. Have you ever had an existential crisis? You just sometimes think in your room like, God, fuck, what's the purpose of life? I'm such a small being.
I guess
in this
so.
great
I feel
ball
like
of
that's
gas
just a part of being human, right? Like everyone kind of
minerals.
thinks about that stuff.
I'll
So
have
you
one
have-
right now.
Okay, do it. You know what? Century has an existential crisis.
I can't
on
do
the
this. This
podcast.
is I'm so oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Oh my god. Dude. Say something.
Guys, I'm really hungry.
He's having a
Guys,
meltdown.
I'm hungry.
Okay,
Can we get food?
you should have thought about that before you decided to sleep.
I
right
want
now.
Chick-fil-A.
Ooh.
Chick-fil-A.
I had
Oh, Chick-fil-A.
What?
Dude, I'm gonna wake up and I'm
Where's-
gonna go get
Is
Chick-fil-A.
Wonton in
I'm
the
not
chat?
gonna wake up.
Wonton, you want to go get Chick-fil-A?
Wonton,
Wonton.
dude, Wonton, take
Wonton,
note. She
wake
does
up.
not like the demonic cult following.
Wonton,
All right, so
do
you have
not
to
take
Wonton,
Brookie
take
to
notes.
a
She
haunted
also doesn't
house.
like
stop coming
Chinese
to the
boys.
meetings.
She hates Chinese people.
What?
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh,
Hey, you offended, V-boy?
Wow.
God
Wonton,
damn.
where's Wonton? I miss
Where is
Wonton.
Wonton from, actually?
He was actually born in Australia, and he
What?
lived there till he was
I think he lied
like
to
3.
you.
So he doesn't really remember it.
And he was born in
Um,
Hong Kong.
Oh my god.
This guy is so
parents-
bad.
His parents moved to Australia for like a job opportunity, right? And so he was born there, and then they moved to Maryland after that. Do you have any pets, Tay?
No, I don't. I did. So let me go through my history of pets. So like I had a goldfish, right? I actually had a lot of goldfish. It was a huge tank. We were young. Then my brother like touched the
Snack that
glass and the
smiles
whole.
back. Goldfish.
It's crazy because I
Sorry,
was going to
continue.
tell you about how my goldfish died and you made it a joke.
Just like the COVID joke.
Continue.
my
That's
brother hit,
feedback.
my brother hit the
Yeah,
tank
yeah.
and the whole tank fell over and all the goldfish just fell on the ground and died.
Oh my
One of them didn't die. One of them didn't die, but it had a permanent limp.
god.
One of them didn't die, but it had a permanent
Limp?
limp. Yeah, like it was like swimming sideways. Like it was like
That's where you kill it. You don't let it
It
live
died.
like that.
it died after. And then,
Did you,
and then
you just
after
watched it
that,
die?
watch them like
Monster.
in movies, you know?
I don't even know what my parents did with them.
If I wanted to kill my fish, I would probably put him in the freezer until he died.
And then I had another fish. He was a fucking beta fish. You know what beta fish are? The ones that
fighting
like kill themselves on the tank. If you would mirror
What?
in front of them. Yeah, so beta fish are like the fighting fish. They're
one.
called Chinese
They like fights.
Chinese fighting fish.
Really?
They
They
I've heard a
fight
lot of
each
people
other?
like don't take care of them correctly.
That's so cool.
They're very
Yeah,
cheap
I'm
and
gonna
they're
buy,
very
like,
easy to
20.
get.
Dude.
But they're really cool. But they fight. So if you put two of them in a tank, they'll fight till the death.
Literally,
right?
they'll
That is
fight-
so
yeah, they
sick.
do.
If you put
Really?
a mirror in front of if you put a mirror in front of it, it'll think it's looking at another fish and it'll hit the glass and kill itself, thinking that like
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus.
because it's like literally like hitting itself against the glass till it dies because it's thinking it's fighting
Oh
the other
my-
fish.
Dude, that is wild, dude. Battle to
So
the
I had
death.
one of those.
Coliseum, Hunger Games, and fish.
I had one of those. I put a mirror in front of it once, but I didn't let it hit the glass. I put it just like.
Why?
So what they'll do is like before they fight, they'll like flare their gills like a lizard almost, right? And you'll see it. It's
yeah,
really
yeah.
crazy. So like I did that once to see what it was like what it looked like. And it was actually like insane. But then like I took it away because I didn't want it to kill itself. And then I think that one just lived a long life. Like that, I just had that for a while. It was like in a little alien fish tank. And like the alien fish tank, you had a little light on it, and you press it, and it'd be like an alien ship. Like what is it called when they lift you up and they take you to their spaceship?
A
The
UFO.
Beam.
The beam. It has like a beam, a light beam. that you,
Tractor
like, shine.
beam.
Anyways, and then I had a cat. But I was really young. Like I was still really young for all these pets, right? I had a cat, and then like I had it for a while, but then my parents didn't want to take care of it because I wasn't old enough to take care of it, so they just gave it away. That was my history of pets. Like my cat's name was Snoozy. That's what I called it.
Oh, that's cute.
I have 5 dogs.
I used to put it on a leash and take it for
wow.
walks.
Good.
Well, have you had any pets, Brookie Cookie?
Yeah. My family has always had like dogs and cats pretty much like my whole life. Like I don't remember a time where we haven't had one. But I actually recently just adopted a cat. And he's super cute. And his name is Chicken. And I love him.
His name is Chicken.
Your cat's name
Yeah.
is Chicken. Wait a damn minute.
Someone
One
just in the
sec.
chat, Brookie, you should take Chicken outside for real.
For real, for real.
I've been
Nobody said
thinking
that,
about
he
getting
said
him
that.
like a harness to walk him outside. But I feel like I'm gonna look so goofy because everyone in my apartment complex, they're like, walking their dog. I'm gonna be out there with my cat. Like, I'm gonna look goofy as hell.
Your cat's on a leash is pretty goofy. I'd laugh at her.
Did you like buy a Booth avatar and then like edit it more to like, fit your style? Or is it just like straight rip from Booth?
No. So the original, it's Maya. It's called Maya. Like, she has like white hair and a maid dress and stuff, which I had for a while.
We've
but-
seen it before, Pop.
Yeah. They're everywhere. But I edited this like to more fit me. I knew I wanted like pink hair, and I honestly buy way too many outfits for it. It's a problem.
So
But-
did you sculpt the body and the face at all, or are those the
No. I kept those the same because
same? Okay.
I don't want to do
Well,
too much in Unity.
I see that you are the only one of the only TikTokers I see that like will change their outfit for TikToks. Like you'll literally go into Unity and like change the
Yeah.
outfit. Do you do it
That's
yourself,
cool.
or do you get someone else to do it?
I do it myself. At first, when I didn't really know what I was doing, I had like commissioned people to put outfits on my avatar. But now I'll quickly do it myself. Like it's not that bad. But they're all like separate avatars, so I don't really make a ton of toggles.
Oh yeah.
And it's to like keep the avatar more optimized too. So
Yeah. No, that's smart. I wouldn't want toggles fucking up my.
I vote we make some booth models, some ClickPad booth models.
Well, I don't know how to make avatars. The only person who does know is you. Oh my god, we have a chicken on the podcast. Is this your cat?
Can you stand this
This
for
is
the
one
rest
of
of the
her,
time?
this is one of her. This is one of her
gosh.
models. It's Brookie Cookie as a
Oh
chicken.
my god.
When do you use this? Other than the one time you made a video, when do you use this?
I've seen this in a few
I've
videos.
done like 2 videos maybe. I just like these goofy outfits. They're so
That is
fun.
so
I've seen the one
fire.
with you and the whale. So
Oh,
when
yeah.
is the spicy wonton OnlyFans coming out?
Oh,
Good ass question.
that's a good question.
You're his manager, aren't you?
I'm not allowed to say. Yeah, it's not being released yet.
Well,
Gatekeeping right now?
well, yeah. First of all, stop gatekeeping. Okay, let the
You just
fucking
took my joke.
fans.
Shut
Let
your
the
ass up.
fans have.
Why are you
spicy
gatekeeping?
wonton. Number 2, is
We
he
need
open
him.
to collaborations?
What?
Sorry, what?
Is he open to collaborations?
Wonton? Oh, for sure.
Yeah. OnlyFans collaborations.
Oh yeah. Even more so.
We've actually tried to dabble a little bit. We tried to make a VR.
Have you
porn.
really?
Yeah. Didn't work out.
What?
Oh my! How did that go?
We tried to do the voice, like so we looked at like the VR adult content scene. We're like, this is an untapped market, or it's being tapped, but like it's not being as tapped as much as we could be tapping it. You know what I mean? You catch my drift? We could be tapping that market too.
We could be tapping that
Anyways,
market.
we
Let's go.
we tried to hire some talent. Our talent was literally just our friend Nesty. We're like, can you do like
What's
a-
this?
Can you do
Oh, this
a-
is before my
Yeah, this
time.
is
Somebody
before
your
else
time.
do it. You
Yeah,
weren't
we
actually
said
making it for
can
yourself.
you like, give us your best aroused voice? And honestly, he didn't do a really good job. Pop can't really do it. Neither can I. No,
What's
like
an aroused voice?
okay, Sentry.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Pretend
I'll try
like
it.
you're taking it from the back, and it feels really good.
No.
What is
It's so high pitched.
Say
It's
again?
cutting out.
You cut out. I didn't hear
It's
it.
literally so high pitched.
You were so high pitched that you cut out.
I'll do it again.
I mean, that's better talent. That's better talent than we had.
All right,
with
we might
Nessie.
have to restart.
We might have to revisit.
Yeah,
we
we
might have to
revisit
revisit this
Rewind.
because
Oh
we were
my
looking
god,
at.
you guys are so silly. Stop.
what?
I'll do whatever you want.
She said, "I'll
This
do
is
anything."
perfect. This is perfect. I think we'll do. Well, I think we will revisit this. You honestly, you and Wonton should look into it. I mean, not you, just Wonton, but you can be his manager.
Not
we were
you,
looking.
just one time.
We were looking at like videos, and honestly, a lot of them is just like there's the idea of like they're doing some really lewd stuff to themselves, but you can't really see it
Right.
because they're wearing a VR chat avatar. So I mean, I could technically be doing it too right now. You wouldn't even know.
I'm actually doing it right now since I'm the only one on desktop here. So
Yeah.
I'm
So,
actually
I
recording
mean,
it. We're live.
all it
Right
really is just some sexy voiceovers, and some screams. Which we already got the talent right here. So we just found out. So I think we will look into it.
That's true.
Clip
It's
Kids
all in the
OnlyFans.
voice.
Yeah, like oh my god,
Oh my god! What is that from, Sentry?
that's from Chatterbait.
What was that noise? Was that actually like
It's
a ring from
donation
Chatterbait?
sound.
I've never heard that sound before. I've never been on Chatterbait, so I don't know.
Hey, if you know
I
that
haven't
sound,
either, but I know
you're
the
a
sound.
degenerate.
I only
You're a
know the-
DJ.
I only
That
know
was a
the-
test.
I only know the P Hub sound, where it's like.
That's a sick ass intro.
I actually recently got pop into VR content. He'd never done it before. He tried it for the first time the other day. It blew his mind.
Interesting. What do you have to say about that?
He's doing the signal.
Yeah, I'll get in the camera.
Wait, what is
Where's
this?
your camera at right now?
I
I
my brain
plead the
timed out.
fifth. I am heavily addicted and I need help.
Oh my
This
god!
guy's problems. I'm supporting any of this.
Brookie, I have a question. What would you do if you found out? Okay, what would you do if you found out that Spicy Wonton was watching the P right now?
What?
How would you feel?
Why are you saying the P? Can't you just say it?
I don't know if I want to say it.
The
I don't know if I want to
adults-
say it.
If you want,
content.
How do you feel about people in relationships watching that?
that's a good question.
I think it's different for every relationship, but personally, I don't put up with that.
You know what?
Wonton?
Good for you.
Feels really
You hear that one time? Good for you. No,
weird.
stand up for your
It
morals.
makes me really uncomfortable if like you're in a relationship and you do that because essentially you're like looking and lusting over someone else.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I agree. I completely agree. I know there are people out there who say that like it should be allowed for like whatever reasons they have, which I can also see their points of view, but I am more leaning towards what you just said. Where like I don't
Yeah,
think
because it's like, why would you want to look at somebody else, right?
Someone-
Like, why? Like when you're committed in a relationship, it's like,
someone once said to me,
know?
IRL, that like they believe that like so they are someone who believes in like open relationships, and they think that it's healthy to be in an open relationship because you need to keep yourself not. I think it's like in human nature to get bored of things, right? So like
Yeah, like I understand. Like if I was in a relationship, I'd prefer the partner to come to me. You know what I mean?
what?
That was
I
a
would
play on
prefer
words.
them. It was a play
I
on
got
words.
you. I got you.
Ha ha.
Good job, Bob Shooter. You're smart.
Oh, I get it.
Oh
I get it.
my
Oh, there you
god.
go.
Come to him.
Oh my
I get it now.
god.
Okay, can I finish what I was
for
saying?
He's making it
Can I-
funny.
Can I finish what I was saying now?
a joke. I'm
Before you cut me off with
serious.
something fucking stupid like that. Anyways, what I was saying is that like they're under the opinion that love is love and love doesn't change. So if I love Pop Shooter, for example, but I go sleep with other people, it's just that's not part of love. That's like sex, right? And that it's in human nature to get bored of things. So to keep things like healthy, you should be able to go and like do what you want with whoever you want or to whoever you want
That's a
Right.
cool mindset too.
I don't agree with that whatsoever.
Well, I mean, like I feel like
Yeah,
it
that's
just
gonna be a
works for
hard no for me.
works for a bunch of different people.
I don't agree with that, but I do agree that it is in human nature to get bored of things. I think that in relationships, all relationships go through struggles, ups and downs, right? And you can be head over heels for someone, and like there will be possibly a point. I mean, I think it's almost like anticipated at this point. Like every relationship will go through those moments where like
Yeah.
maybe you aren't as like interested. I want to say I don't want to say interested because you're still interested, but like maybe just like
No, I get it. That's like
you know
a
what I'm
natural
saying?
thing.
Like yeah, we're like you've been with them for so long that like your mind wanders maybe, right? But I think that's just human nature, and I think that everyone goes through that, and real love sticks through that. You know what I mean? That's when you know that you
I
really
think
love someone.
I think you kind of have to like wake up every day and like choose to like, love them and stay committed to them, you know?
Yeah. What if Spicy Wonton came up to you and he said, "I want to do OnlyFans"? How would you feel?
Are we talking VR or real life?
Well, no, both. We'll say VR. If it was VR,
Then I know it would be a joke because I know he probably wouldn't do that seriously, but he would do it as a joke.
okay. But what if he was like, "I want to do it seriously. I want to make bank"? Listen, there's an untapped market in the VR
Damn.
adult industry, and I think I can pull it off.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know my answer.
So, okay, what about if it was IRL? Would it be just a no?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be okay with that.
Respect. If Pop came to me and said, "I want to do OnlyFans," I would say, "Okay, we can do OnlyFans together, but I want to be the dom."
What?
I want to be the cock.
What?
So she could be the cuck.
I want to watch.
Cedric, you go in the corner.
What? That's not what cocks do. I watch. I wouldn't be in the corner. I would be watching.
Brookie, how is this experience so far?
It's good. It's good.
You enjoying yourself?
It's a vibe. Yeah.
Is it
yeah.
awkward? Do you feel like this is a little bit awkward? Maybe.
No.
We'll be
Just
going
tiny
for an
bit?
hour and 15.
Listen, if it's
We're trying
awkward,
to
you
make
can.
it as
If it's
awkward
awkward,
as
you can. If it's awkward, you can raise your hand. I promise, it's okay.
Your safe word is soybean. All right, soybean is your safe word. Okay.
Okay, we will get through this awkwardness as a team. Ready? Put your hand in. Put your hand in.
Don't touch him. He's got AIDS. Don't.
1,
Don't.
2, 3.
Don't touch me either.
Team.
Okay, we'll get through it. We'll get through it together. Brookie Cookie, do you have any questions for us? This could be your opportunity. You can ask us the most raunchiest, fucking tea-filled questions you want, and we will answer them.
Raunchy.
He's
Get
just at work.
raunchy.
Have you ever dated in VR?
Oh, we'll be here for hours. You asked the question. You asked the one question that was going to cause this podcast to go another hour.
Oh no.
This shit could go for another 3 hours.
Nice redirect,
honestly,
hey.
2
Nice
hours.
redirect.
I have. But like, I feel like I could go into my whole experience, but like, it would just like we would just be here for a long time, man.
Thousands of
Of your
times.
experience.
I'll try my best to shorten it. Yes, I have, and I don't really believe that online relationships work unless you do meet up and have plans to make it IRL very soon.
Okay.
I think online relationships don't work, but like in your case, for example, I don't think it would have worked unless you guys did meet up, which you did, and you plan to continue to meet up more frequently. And I'm assuming probably like end up moving closer to one another at some point, maybe. I don't know
Hope so.
if you guys do like like each other that much. But there are a lot of relationships that don't have that process of moving forward. Either because the people it could be multiple reasons, like they're insecure or they just don't see themselves doing anything like that with anyone IRL anytime soon, or they physically can't. In my case, when I was dating someone IRL or online, I physically couldn't go and move closer, and I didn't see or foresee any time period soon where I'd be able to, because I'm still in school. They were still in school at the time, and then they were getting out of school, but they're also looking for a job, and I didn't want them to look for a job closer to me because that would be a sort of commitment that I wasn't like necessarily. I didn't know if I was ready for. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be responsible for someone moving closer to me and it end up not working out because we didn't have that much time, right?
Yeah.
And then now they're in a new city with a job and with people they don't know, and they moved here because of me, but we're not together anymore. You know what I mean? I think that would have to come when I was ready for it, but I wasn't ready for it. So that's my like experience online, right? I just don't think online works out in the long run unless like you do something about it. Like you can meet someone online But that's as far as it goes. You can meet them and get to know them, and then it needs to like move on to something bigger.
I feel like a lot of people in like online relationships, and especially in VR, or what I've seen is like people move like way too fast. They'll end up like moving in with each other after like 4 months or something.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes it actually does work out in the rare
Yeah,
cases,
yeah.
like it does, and it's like, wow, like y'all did that, you know? But I feel like people get way too like they just move too fast because they're like, oh, I love this person so much, and I can't be with them because we're long distance, and I feel like that like heightens emotions, right? And they're just like, I just want to like move in with this person and stuff,
Yeah.
and then things kind of just crumble. So
Yeah, no, I definitely did feel that as well. Like when things are fresh, you're almost like in the honeymoon phase, and you just like
Yeah.
want to be with them. And like within the honeymoon phase, it could be dangerous because you could make drastic decisions that you're not
Yeah.
ready to make, but like because you're in the honeymoon phase, you feel like you're ready to make them. And I
Right.
see that a lot happen too, like on VR chat, where people do make those decisions, and then they move in with somebody who's abusive, or
yeah,
like it's like crazy. I've seen it a lot, but not only from VR chat. I used to before VR chat. I used to like hang out with like CS:GO kids. So I was like in this Discord with like a bunch of CS:GO people, and it was kind of like that too, where like they would like meet up and like move in with each other and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Hype house.
Hype
Will
house.
Club Kids ever get a hype house?
Yes, but we'll have to kick you out first, and then we'll yeah.
Have y'all
Bring
all
Nesty
met
back.
each other in real life, or like only some of you? or what?
Okay, so here's the funny story. Visibly lives near me, relatively. He lives in New York. I live in Toronto, which is not far from each other at all, right? I never met him though because he's gross. I don't want to meet that sewer rat. And then I've met Pop in real life a couple times, and me and Pop have actually been to Florida together twice. Essentially lives in Florida,
Oh,
but he's too much
nice.
of a pussy to meet up with us. We were actually in Florida. We were in Florida like I want to say last November, and he knew we were in Florida, and we told him to come see us, and he didn't want to.
I genuinely think these guys are pedophiles, so I'm not gonna hang out with some guys like that.
What? He said,
I think they want me.
No, this is actually
what's crazy?
This is a scheme.
You know what's crazy is that we have a friend named Logan who also lives in Florida. He was
Logan's
at
so
EDC with
funny.
us in November. Logan was like, let's meet up, right? And so she's like, okay, yeah. And then Logan was ready to meet up and go to Hot Pot with him.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That is not true. I try and go hop out with him every single time.
I'm gonna get to that. So he bailed the first time. So Logan's like, yeah, fuck this guy. And now every time he sees Logan, he's like, you want to go get Hot Pot? And Logan's like, nah.
Oh no, he asked me I know. He asked me the very first time that when he told me that he lived in like where I live, he was like, all right, let's go get hot about something. I barely even knew the guy. I was like, okay, sure. I never went with him.
I think Sentry's a fucking ugly troll in real life, and no one actually knows what he really looks like, so he's too scared to show his real life form.
I actually do use a fake face cam, so yeah, that's pretty damn
His
solid.
real form.
Have you met any of your other friends online other than Spicy Wonton? Like any of your VR friends? Have you met them in real life?
No, just him.
No? Do you plan on doing it? It's a really cool experience.
Maybe. Yeah, I do want to. We did used to have this friend group. We've kind of like all separated, and we like thought about making plans. Like, we would always talk about like, oh, in the future, like we should definitely like make a trip, go meet up and stuff, but it never happened. And I don't know. I feel like I like really have to, trust people to do that, especially just as like a woman and like my safety and stuff. It's like it's really scary. Like, just meeting other people online.
That's funny because the other day I was on Valorant, and like my name on Valorant is also Tay from Canada, and someone saw my name and they said, hey, yo, he was on my team, and he's like, yo, are you from Canada? Are you from Toronto? I was like, yeah, I'm from Toronto. He's like, yo, me and my buddies are throwing a party. You want to come later? And I was like, and I was half inclined to actually just go and pull up. I was like, yo, what's the worst that could happen? But there's actually a lot of crazy
You're
shit
gonna
that
get
could
like
happen.
trafficked or something.
Yeah, I could get robbed in traffic. I didn't go though, but it was funny to think about. Like, what if I actually did pull up to this Valorant party of people that I met on a Valorant public lobby? But then, I guess it's different for like as a woman. It's a lot scarier out there. So that's something I never really think about.
So a funny thing that this reminded me of a story that actually just happened to me last weekend. I was at Target just like shopping around, and I was like in the clothes section, and this girl walked past me, and she was like, "Oh, I really like your glasses." Like she complimented me like on my frames, which a lot of people do for some reason. I don't know why, but I get that a lot. And so I was like, oh, like, thank you. And she asked me, where did I get them and stuff. And it kind of started this whole conversation. And we talked for like 10 minutes. Like, she was super nice. And she was like, oh, like, what's your number? Like, let's stay connected and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I like give her my number. And I'm like, maybe we can get coffee sometime or like lunch, whatever. And she's like, yeah, for sure. And so, we don't talk.
Was she older or younger than you? Did she seem older or younger?
She seemed either the same age or maybe like a little older.
Okay.
But probably around the same age as me. But anyway, so it like a few days go by, and it was actually last night she called me, but I missed it because I was making dinner. But she left a voicemail, and so I listened to the voicemail, and she's like talking all like professional, like she's in like a business meeting or something. And she's like, hey Brooke, was really good meeting you. Like you told me you were like a graphic designer and like doing this with your job and blah blah blah. And I was wondering if you would be interested in this business opportunity. So I'm in like project management with this couple who owns their own business. She was like really vague about it. She didn't give me any details, and she's like, just want to know if you wanted to hear more about it, if you want to make some additional money. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I thought I was about to make a new friend, and she just told me she like just moved here from Alabama. And so I'm like, oh, maybe she's trying to make new friends here and stuff. And she was super nice. But I'm like, she's just trying to rope me into some like, I'm assuming pyramid scheme. That's kind of what it seemed like. But I'm like, it could have been like human trafficking or something, because it's like, that happens. And so I told some of my friends this story. And two of my friends were like, oh my God, that same exact thing happened to me like a few months ago at a Target. Like some random girl came up to me and we had like a really good conversation. And then they like approached me about a business opportunity. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, so there's something happening at Target.
Dude,
watch out.
Dude, what if
Don't
there's
talk
like,
to people at Target.
Yeah, what if there's like a Target's like human trafficking ring where they just approach
It's not
girls
called
with
Target
business
for no
opportunities?
reason. That's all I'm saying.
Oh shit! Did you hear about? Oh, dude, this is crazy. Actually, so Target came to Canada, right? Target is like the Walmart. You guys have Walmart as well, but like in Canada we have Walmart, and then we have like Sears and Zellers, which you guys don't have. But Target was like another Walmart. You have Sears? Okay, well Sears actually shut down here too. But here's a crazy story. So Target, right, came to Canada because everybody wanted it to come to Canada, and it came to Canada. Mm-hmm. And then there was like a huge scandal because there was a bunch of drugs that were being found in stuffed animals, like
what?
Like through Target, right? And it was buzzed open that like a bunch of select Target locations in Canada, in Toronto, were they're part of an operation, I guess, like where there was like smuggling drugs, right? And I guess they were smuggling drugs through stuffed animals, and then they were taking the drugs out of the stuffed animals and selling the stuffed animals. Right? But I guess one person forgot to take whatever was in the stuffed animal and they put it on the shelf and it was bought, and then the customers found it in the stuffed animal, right? It was a huge thing. And then really shortly after, all the Targets across Canada shut down. And so we had Target in Canada for like, I want to say about like a year or two, and then they're gone. We don't have Target anymore.
Are they ever going to reopen?
No,
no,
I don't think so.
Wow.
They tried. They opened. And it didn't
Target
work.
is busting.
I'm not saying that like Target had anything to do with it. Maybe it was just like, select locations that like were owned by the same whoever, right? That had to do with it. But I just know that shortly after that, all the Targets shut down because they weren't doing well.
Isn't Target seasonal?
No, I don't know. Isn't Target just like another Walmart?
Yeah.
Pretty much, but it's like better. It's like it's nicer. It's more expensive. They have a Starbucks usually.
Well, I will say this: when Target came to Canada, it was the shittiest store I've ever seen. Right. Every location I've ever been to. It was like the shelves were not even like, they were like less than half stocked all the time, and like it just looked so bare. Like it looked like a shitty Sears or a Walmart.
Oh,
maybe Target for you guys.
That's not how it is at all here.
Yeah, it's probably different for you guys. That was just the Canada one.
Interesting.
Yeah. What I don't know if Canada has any stores that like came over to America. I don't know. You guys have Tim Hortons in some locations. That's like our biggest thing.
What's your main like grocery store there?
we don't have a main grocery store. We have grocery stores dependent on areas. So like, my city is I'm in Mississauga, which is in Toronto. Our main grocery store is called Metro, right? But then there could be another city, and their main grocery store is called something completely different,
Wow.
right? Like we don't have a main grocery store. We have
Gotcha.
grocery stores that are called different things in different areas. So, like, for example, like, what's your main grocery store?
So it's just a Texas thing, honestly, but it's HEB. If you live in Texas or if you know about HEB, you know it's the best grocery store, and all Texans are loyal to it.
What makes it the best grocery store compared to other grocery stores?
I don't know. I think like I don't know. Everything is like always in stock. Like they have really good produce. Everyone's super nice there that works there. They like do a bunch of stuff for the community. Like they're always, when like, a hurricane hits, some natural disaster, like they're always out there like helping people and stuff. And they're just a really good grocery store. I don't know.
That is, I mean, they're helping people, so that just seemed like a good grocery store. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have anything. Like, I would say the best grocery store, my favorite one is TNT, and that's because it's an Asian supermarket. It's the only real Asian supermarket we have, so it has like all like the cool. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
I knew you loved me.
Don't speak.
He
Don't
loves
speak.
me. Breaking
They have
news.
like all these cool
Tay loves me.
ramens and like cool spice packs and hot sauces and dumplings.
Tay loves me.
Get the fuck away from me.
Tay loves me.
Do y'all have
right.
a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's?
I don't. No, we don't have those. But I know what those are. But we don't have them now. We have like. I think the only thing we have that you guys have is like Walmart.
Okay.
Everything else is like we don't really have. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think we really have like chains other than Walmart and Shoppers Drug Mart. But Shoppers Drug Mart is Canada wide, and that's like a Canada thing. It's basically your CVS. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your CVS. Shoppers Drug Mart is that's like our thing. Other than that, like we don't really have. I mean, I think. Do you know what Loblaws is? Do you guys have Loblaws?
Nah.
You guys? Okay, yeah, no, yeah. I don't think we really have anything else. I mean, we have like these stores, like like we have like West 49, which these clothing stores, like Gucci, all these stores, and we have like even like Spencer's is a thing that's in America, but we have that too. But I'm talking about like big chains, like mall, like
Yeah.
like supermarkets and shit. We don't have many other than we have like this thing called a superstore. That's what it's called. But like,
Hey, I've heard Canadians bag their milk. Is this true?
yes, we do.
Oh,
We do have bag milk.
My
Have you
God.
ever- have you
Another
ever
reason to
seen
hate
it?
you.
So what's actually crazy is that to me it's just completely normal. But every Canadian household has a jug. It's a jug that's specifically dedicated to hold your bagged milk, and you cut
Do
the
you ever
corner off of
smack
it with
it?
scissors.
Do you ever just smack your bagged milk?
Yeah, it's really weird. I do actually do that. I like it's like you're hitting a baby.
Oh.
I have a lot of practice hitting children. What?
That'd be
What?
fun. I just want to smack it the whole time.
I'll send you some. I'll send you some bagged milk.
Okay,
Don't
nice.
you send me?
Yeah.
No, don't send her anything either. She doesn't want it. Don't let her peer pressure you. Seriously, it's fine. It's fine, dude. It's fine.
Well, I think we've already gone over an hour and 30 minutes. I think Pop wants to get food. So I think
Oh,
I'm on.
Chick-fil-A.
we can
Chick-fil-A.
call it here.
too late for
But
Chick-fil-A.
I would like to get you back on the podcast at some point with Spicy Wonton even. You know what I mean? We can do some cool
Yeah.
games or
Dude.
segments or questions,
Well,
AMAs with Brookie Cookie and Spicy Wonton. But
Sure.
that was episode 6. This is the first time we streamed on Twitch and TikTok at the same time. Couple questions I have for the chat. Number one, the Twitch stream, I kept it in vertical resolution because I'm recording in vertical for the fucking TikTok. I just kept it in vertical for Twitch as well. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just do next time? Should I do it horizontal so it doesn't look that fucking dumb, or should I keep it vertical? The craziest podcast that's ever happened. Also, a lot of you guys subbed. I noticed a lot of you guys subbed. Like I know Skippy gives me a lot of subs. Thank you, Skippy. And anybody else who subbed, I honestly don't know who subbed, but thank you so much. It means a lot. Pop, you want to give it another shot of maybe apologizing
Apologizing for what?
Yeah, you're apologizing, bro.
for being a piece of shit?
Yeah, I'm
I
happy
am
I'm not the one
one.
apologizing. Why would I apologize? I didn't say anything.
Wrong. Tay's trying to frame us
Exactly.
and start
See-
drama so everyone will start talking about us.
Emerald, I can't do that. I can't zoom in for Twitch and then keep it the same for TikTok because the way the VR chat stream camera works, I can only keep it in one orientation.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? I'm literally streaming my desktop right now. So like, if I keep it in vertical for one, I have to keep it in vertical for the other. If I keep it in horizontal for one, I have to keep it in horizontal for the other. So like, either I keep it in vertical for both, or I keep it in horizontal for both. I think next time I'll try horizontal, and maybe it'll work out. Oh, I see Zora Zombie in the chat. So hey, what do you guys think about us getting Zora Zombie as a guest for our
All right,
podcast?
let's do it. Zora, get on now.
I actually already asked her,
just kidding.
and she said yes. So
Wait, what was the point in asking me? What if I said no? What if I said no?
Well,
Zora Zombie,
fucking
no.
suck it up. Suck it up, asshole.
What the?
All right, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much, Brookie Cookie. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I have a gift for you.
Wait, you gotta do an outro and be like, check
A
out
gift
Brookie
for me.
Cookie
Yeah.
on TikTok. Yo.
Oh,
go.
thank
Oh.
you.
There's your gift.
Ew. That shit stinks.
Thank you, Brookie Cookie. Oh, Brookie Cookie. Do shout out your where can they find you at? Where can they find you?
brookiecookieVR on pretty much everything on Twitch, TikTok.
We didn't even talk
Twitter,
about your content. We can
Instagram,
talk
all
about it another time. Perfect.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, but guys, Brookie Cookie does TikToks. Honestly, some of the best TikToks out there. It's Brookie Cookie VR.